With each day that passes by, we are getting closer to the very end of principal photography for Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie has all to do with the major cameos that will be making their way into the film, as well as all of the different twists and turns that'll change our view on both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, which honestly, that's what really fascinates me about this movie, is exactly what is J.J. Abrams really going to pull off in this movie that'll actually change our view of the sequel trilogy entirely. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, what's really intriguing is that they do have plans in place in order to use dialogue from Emperor Palpatine himself from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as well as footage of Palpatine from that movie, and somehow incorporating it into a sequence in Star Wars Episode 9. Kinda similar to what J.J. Abrams wanted to do between both Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, showing us new angles in front of Rey's Force vision, and also incorporating a new actor to portray the character of Luke Skywalker by adding in additional scenes to make it somewhat different. So the same exact thing applies here with Emperor Palpatine. We do know that he has somewhat of a presence in this movie to a certain level in the film for some of our characters like Rey and Kylo Ren. More so Kylo Ren, of course, since he's the dark side user. Now, in no way, shape, or form does this mean that Palpatine is alive. This is absolutely in the form of dreams, visions, and/or flashback sequences. And it does make a whole lot of sense because we do know that J.J. Abrams used actual dialogue of Palpatine from Revenge of the Sith in Episode 7. You guys may have actually missed it. It all depends on what frequencies you are able to hear in certain sequences, especially in the Force Back vision. There is a moment in The Force Back, it was clear as day to me when I went to go ahead and see this movie in theaters years ago, is right when Kylo Ren kills that actual warrior on the battlefield, you do hear Palpatine say, "Any Jedi." So that one line when he's talking to Anakin Skywalker is incorporated into Episode 7. So the same exact thing is going to apply in Star Wars Episode 9, except not just audio dialogue, but also in the form of visuals here. Actual footage from Revenge of the Sith by use of Emperor Palpatine will be used in Star Wars Episode 9 in some way, shape, or form. And that's one thing to truly look forward to seeing in this movie. You know, we do know that they're doing the same exact thing with General Leia Organa and even Han Solo, and in order to create a reunion scene, they're using that piece of footage and incorporating it with new footage of Luke Skywalker. So as far as Emperor Palpatine goes, where does he have his place in this movie? What's his place in the movie, I should say. I think that, like I say, it's going to be used as a way to move either Kylo Ren or Rey forward in the story, perhaps even both. We do know that there are a lot of hints and indicators out there that there's going to be the actual worlds between worlds environment in Episode 9, or something similar in a sense at the very least from what we saw in Star Wars Rebels Season 4. So Emperor Palpatine, being a part of Episode 9, I think is brilliant because it really also ties everything into the prequels. And this is a huge question right now, is of course exactly how is J.J. Abrams going to connect this movie to Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith specifically, because we do know that this movie will have heavy ties to Episode 3 and Episode 6, both of which are the final films of the past two trilogies, which I think is honestly fascinating. I'm not quite sure what J.J. Abrams is aiming to do here when it comes to, bringing everything full circle and connecting everything all together and what kind of revelations are really coming our way. Other than that, these revelations are really going to change our view on the past two films. So Emperor Palpatine, we did hear his voice before in The Force Awakens. Now J.J. Abrams is taking it to the next level by incorporating more dialogue and actual footage this time of Palpatine himself in Episode 9, which I honestly think is very exciting, and I think it's really kind of just fitting in line with how we heard that this movie is going to have a lot of nostalgia and a lot of fan service. And like I always say, and I have said this before, you can't just throw in fan service and nostalgia for no reason. It has to have meaning purpose, substance. It has to do that in order to resonate with fans and create an emotional impact. You know, kind of like what we saw in the Force Back vision, right? Everything made sense to me, at least. Seeing the corridors of Cloud City, hearing Darth Vader's breathing, hearing Luke Skywalker yell no. Everything just lined up because we knew that she touched the Skywalker lightsaber. So if you're going to add in Emperor Palpatine, you have to do it right. There has to be a meaning to it all. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah.